Megan Joel, welcome back to another video, and for today I'm going to show you the books that I'm planning to read for the month of December. So again, I know here we go again, me again trying to plan on what books to read, and after the book reading wrap up or the reading wrap up by the end of the month, I get to only read at least one or two or even none of the books I'm planning to read. But yeah, I guess it's not about the results, it's all about the plan. You need to begin with the end in mind, right? So yep, as long as we do have some goals and plans on what books to read, um, there's nothing wrong about it. The main thing is that we're reading. Again, for those of you who don't know, I am a mood reader, so basically the books I read uh, time by time is it will depend on my current mood. So as of this moment, while I'm making this video and trying to decide what are the books that I want to read for the month of December, it depends on my mood while I'm trying to make the list. Yep. Yep. So let's just proceed. This will be a very quick video. So the first book that I'm planning to read, by the way, the books that I'm about to present will be on random order. It does not mean that I presented it first. This will be the first book that I'm going to read for December. So again, it depends on the book. And yep, for the month of December, I'm planning to read at least this one, a classic, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, and other Christmas stories with the afterword or Charles Dickens. I actually don't know anything about this one. I'm just really trying to read something that is cozy or there's a Christmas feel with it, because again, it's almost holiday, and I just think that this one will give me that cozy feeling or holiday feeling, since it does have a Christmas on its title. And yep, that's the main reason why I'm planning this one. It's kind of short, so probably I'll be able to read this first. Next book I'm planning to read is, I'm really excited to read this one, and I can probably read this before this year, and that will be Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence. This is the third and final book of the Ancestor trilogy, which is the first book is Red Sister, second book is a Grey Sister, and this is the final book, Holy Sister. I've been talking about the trilogy a lot in this channel, and the main reason why is that because I just recently finished reading the first and second book, but also I really love the series, the characters, especially the characters. So basically, this is an adult fantasy with some sci-fi in it, so we can consider this as adult SFF. And yep, we're following a main character, Nonna Gray, which is an orphan. She was adopted in the convent, in which in the convent they try to train nuns, not just for holy services, but also for they train nuns for to be assassins, to learn how to control their abilities, such as there are mages, and many more. And basically, this is an action pack with a good set of characters and highly political. A lot of political intrigue also, and I can't wait to dive into Holy Sister. Yep. And the next book that I'm planning to read is probably the main reason I'm going to read this one. When I received this one, I was not actually really that excited to read this. I was actually planning to read this for probably next year already. But when the best science fiction book in Goodreads was announced, and when I discovered this, Recursion by Blake Crouch is the best science fiction book in 2019 by Goodreads, I just really bumped it up on my TBR list. So it got me excited, and I really want to know why this is very famous and why it did win the best science fiction mystery thriller. Yeah, sorry, it's not the mystery thriller, rather. It is the best science fiction novel of 2019 according to Goodreads. Science fiction, mystery science fiction, the best mystery science fiction book goes to or went to Silent Patient, and this one is for the science fiction. My bad. Yep. And I've already read a book from Blake Rush, that is Dark Matter, and this is probably the second book I'm going to read from him. And for those of you who don't know, Blake Rush, aside from writing Dark Matter, is also an author of The Wayward Pines, and there's a TV series for that under Fox. And with regards to Recursion, I don't really know anything about the book. All I know is that it's a hard sci-fi, and a lot of people on YouTube and other vlogs and also on Bookstagram. Love this one and been hyping this. So yep, I am planning to read this without really knowing anything from the book. The next book I'm planning to read is that I am also really excited to read this one, and this is The Kings of the Wild, another adult fantasy. And I've heard a lot of good things about this one. Nicole from Bookstagram recommended this to me. I actually bought this from her. If you've watched my previous video, and this is her extra copy. I've heard that this is a good science fantasy, adult fantasy with good sense of characters and humors, and that's it. I don't know about the plot, the synopsis. All I know is that there's an adventure in this one, a good set of characters and humor, and also it's very emotional, and I can't wait. I trust my friends' opinion and taste when it comes to books. That's why I am going to read this. She loves Miss Byrne trilogy, and that is enough for me to be convinced that I'm going to read also her other books that she does love also. And the last book that I'm planning to read for the month of December, or before 2019 ends and 2020 starts, it's really ambitious, guys, but please, I really want to read The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. And this is an adult historical fiction. I don't really read adult historical fiction because for me, the adult historical fiction is not my go-to genre. But this one is different. I'm not saying that I don't love adult historical fiction. It's just like it's not my go-to genre. I do love The Seven Husbands of Hugo and many other adult historical fiction I've read. But this one, they said this is different. This is before or after, or I think this is before World War II or during World War II, and it's very emotional. That's what I know so far from the book, but I'm really trusting the opinion of the vlogs that I've been following. Let me see here. Yep, it happened in 1939, probably 2 years before World War II, because I think World War II happened. When was Pearl Harbor was bombed? 1941, 1940, December, probably around that time. So 1939, just a few months before the Pearl Harbor attack, that attack on Pearl Harbor. So probably this is a historical fiction. For those of you who don't know, guys, in order for the book to be considered a historical fiction, the plot or the setting or the timeline presented in the book should be before World War II. If it's after World War II, that is no longer historical fiction. If the story happens before World War II, or the timeline happens, regardless, it is, it's fiction. Sorry. It should be before World War II, which is around 1940, 1941. And since this is 1939, this is historical fiction. Yep. And this is very emotional. A lot of my friends and Bookstagram friends, also vloggers that I follow online, really, include this in their all-time favorite books, and that really intrigues me, and I can't wait also to, read this one. So hopefully, this will be also an all-time favorite to me. I don't know, but I'm really excited to know. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Those are the books that I'm planning to read for December 2019. I hope I'll be able to follow them, or at least read one of those books. So yep, thank you so much for viewing my video. And once again, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit like, and feel free to leave some comments below. Bye bye.